What is going on, everyone? I always want to say we are live, but I don't want Bruce Buffer from the UFC to come get me or anything like that. But we actually have a really big episode right now, in my opinion. I'm here with Robert Stanley, HCWA wrestling promoter, Heritage Championship Wrestling Alliance here in North Carolina. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, my friend. I hope you are.
Absolutely. It's an honor and a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about you, and we'll get into it here in a few minutes, but I'm excited to come see you guys on Saturday.
Oh man, I can't wait. I have been so excited for this show Saturday. I'm so looking forward to this.
And so this show this Saturday is a benefit show. You guys have a pretty good history of doing benefit shows that are giving back to the people in your community and your community.
Yes, for years now we've done every year in Wentworth or Reidsville, whatever you want like to call it. We've done a benefit for the Rockingham County Special Olympics every year. I've got a severely autistic child myself. My Jamie, my autistic angel, he's 28 years old, and the Special Olympics did so much for him growing up, and it's just an honor and a privilege to give back to them. And then we started running shows in Roxborough in 2017, and then we started doing benefits for their Special Olympics for Person County as well. And then we've got another show that we do every year. It's for the families of the soldiers in the unit that out of the National Guard Armory that we run. We call it HCWA Supports the Soldiers. And those every time we do a benefit show, it's a little different than what a lot of other promotions do. A lot of other promotions that do benefits, they give portions of the proceeds.
Yeah.
HCWA does not do portions. When we do a benefit for somebody, they get every single dime that comes in the door at the door gate, and any overhead that we've got for concessions comes out, and then all the profitable proceeds from concessions are added to the door gate and given to whoever we're doing the benefit for.
Yeah, and I definitely think that is something that sets you guys apart because if you see, special on like shirts for sale somewhere or a special on some kind of coffee drink somewhere, it's always a portion of the proceeds, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really setting you guys apart, and that's just extremely awesome.
Well, I've been blessed to have an awesome locker room of guys, and you know, people throughout time have had their own opinions, but the bottom line of it is we've got an awesome locker room, and those guys feel the same way I do about the benefits and stuff. So it's never about money with us. It's never. I mean, of course, you have to have capital to survive. We all know that. But when it comes to doing benefit shows, everybody, everybody just doesn't even think about a dime of money coming to them. Everything goes directly to the charities, or directly to whoever we're doing the benefits for. Everybody that works here is on board with that, and I've been really lucky and really blessed again to have such a good crew of guys and gals who get it. You know what I mean? And because I've always, you always go online and you hear people denigrating wrestling, putting
Yeah.
it down. All that pro wrestling crap, all that's this, that's that. They use the F word and not the really dirty one. But you know, my thoughts on it, and what I try to do is I try to find the positives that we can do that you know puts wrestling in a better light for people. Finding something that we can do with wrestling that's good for everybody. It's good for the community. It's good for whoever we're doing the benefits for. And I'm just a firm believer, and I always have been. We're put here to help people, not tear people down.
I agree
So,
with you. I agree with you 1,000% on that, and I think it's awesome just in itself that you have the platform to give back, and you've actually put that to use. There are so many people that have the platform and have the means to give back, and for whatever reason they don't, whether it's just not something they think about, or if it's something they're like, oh, if I do a good deed, no one's going to know about it. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose anyway. But I think it's extremely awesome that you guys have that platform and you're actually using it in more ways than one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, that's the biggest thing for me is I feel blessed to be in a position to be able to give back to people like Mason and his family. That little fella, I finally got the chance to meet Mason and his dad, Brandon, who thank him for what he does. He is a officer with the Roxborough Police Department. Thank him very much for what he does, serving and protecting his community. And for those guys, man, they have already been through so much already, and they've got such a long road ahead of them. I can't imagine. I have 6 children of my own and 6 grandchildren, and I can't imagine what their day is like.
Yeah.
I can't. There's Roxy.
Yeah, she
Roxy
chimed
joined
in.
in. How are you, Rox? It's like I said, I can't imagine, what people consider a normal day is like, for them. And that little fella, he he just he tickled me so much, man. He really does. He's got a lot of character. He's got a lot of personality, and he just an awesome kid, man. And it's just they say the good Lord gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors, and you can tell Mason's a fighter. You can tell he's got that spunk about him, and like I said, I'm just so happy that we're able again to have, like you said, the platform to be able to do this for them.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question, and you kind of touched it on a little bit. For the people watching and the people that's gonna watch over the next day or two, what has Mason's journey been like from, if you have any information on that, as far as like when he was diagnosed and where he's at now?
Well, I'm not exactly sure when the diagnosis was first made. I
Okay.
know that unfortunately Mason is not going to be able to be at the event Saturday night. He actually went into the hospital today and will be in there all weekend long. He is receiving his fourth fourth round of chemo this weekend. And for a 6-year-old child, yes, Roxy, absolutely, Mason Strong. For a 6-year-old child to have that kind of strength, that kind of courage, and that kind of bravery to go in there, knowing that he's gonna feel awful, knowing it. So it's like his dad was telling me, he's like, Mason hates going to the hospital. I'm like, hey,
I
buddy,
imagine.
buddy, I'm 48 years old. I know exactly how you feel because I hate going to the hospital. So, and I've never been for anything remotely close, not even in the same universe
No.
as as what that little guy's going through right now. So, he's got a long road ahead. He's got a really long road ahead. I think, if I remember correctly, I think his dad said they're going to try to get through this round of chemo, then
Mhm.
get through one more, and then they're going to run some tests on him. And he could possibly, if everything has shrunken, if the chemo and the radiation has done its job, then they're talking about possible surgery ahead too. So, like I said, he's in the thick of it, but he's still in the beginning stages. So he's still got a long road ahead.
Absolutely. And then on top of all the uncertainty of what each day holds, and it's just I mean, I don't it's always a minute by minute thing. Things could change in an instant, but on top of all that uncertainty, there's medical bills that are going to come along with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, not to mention the fact that, there could be some possible extensive travel. If, I've got friends who have had children who had this very same thing, and they sometimes, they'd have to travel to New York or to Atlanta or, one of the bigger cities because they had to see a certain specialist because this type of cancer is so rare. So, that they, like I said, they have got a long road ahead of them. And, I'm just, again, I just feel blessed. Uh, a lady named Dale, who works
Mhm.
at the Red Cross in Roxborough, she's the one who got in touch with Miss Valerie at the Roxborough Police Department. And Miss Valerie typed out a letter to me explaining everything that was going on with Mason and telling me a little bit about his dad, Brandon,
Mhm.
and and was like, Dale's told us about the benefits and stuff that you guys have done in the past, and was just wondering if there's anything you could do to help. And I immediately after I read it, I called her and I'm like, I'm in like Glenn, let's do it. I
Yeah.
called the armory. I've got a great relationship with the people at the National Guard Armory, and we got all our ins and outs worked out. Everything is ready to rock and roll, and I'm really pumped and really excited for Saturday. I really wish Mason could be there physically, but I know him and his dad will be there in spirit. I know, so it. And he said Mason absolutely loves wrestling. So uh, his dad was telling me, he's like, "You guys film this stuff?" And I'm like, "Buddy, we are all over YouTube."
Exactly.
So once my man Devin Graves gets everything uploaded and all the matches are set and on YouTube, I promised Brandon I would send him all the links so he wouldn't have to go hunting it, and he and Mason could just sit back and watch the whole show together.
Yeah, and that'll be a wonderful thing to get their minds off of everything. It's just some good old wholesome wrestling, a couple of guys in the ring beating each other up for a good cause.
Yeah, there's nothing. Hey, there's nothing more American than that, brother.
I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely nothing.
I couldn't agree more. And I I was at a point once in my life where I was not able to give back or help out or anything like that. And then I've been fortunate enough over the last, few years to be in a position to help out. And Wild Thing Larry Isley had mentioned to me, he's like, "Hey, you got somewhat of a following. Do you think you could share a couple of things?" And of course, that's a no brainer. And so I think with all of us in this together, we're gonna pack the armory for Mason.
I hope so. When Larry and Chaos they were talking to me about you and was just like, man, it is so awesome. You don't know how much I appreciate what you're doing to help us to help them. By sharing your platform here today with me to let more people know about what we're doing this Saturday is just it's phenomenal, man. And I really appreciate you taking the time and the effort to put this together, to sit and talk to me tonight and get this out for the people.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. And like I said, once they started talking to me about it, I said it's a no-brainer. I don't have any kids of my own, but it doesn't really take having kids to know the devastation that cancer can have potentially, and that there's a pretty uncertain road that lies ahead. So if you guys can just, bring them just a couple of hours through some video links of something to just take their minds off of it, then I'm absolutely all for that.
I know Brandon told me that he was going to contact several members of the family and see how much of the family that he could get to come out for it. And I know that there's going to be a solid presence from the Roxborough Police Department there supporting them, and the outpouring from the community has just been. I mean, I hate to keep using this word, but it fits. It's just been phenomenal. I've got several guys that actually live in the Roxborough area that wrestle with HCWA, and they've told me, man, I'm talking to people out on the street, and they've done heard about, oh yeah, they're coming, and it's like, need
That's
to
what I
make
was
sure
saying.
that I need to make sure we got plenty of chairs. And I said, brother, they have assured me, that they have got every folding chair they could get in that truck to take from Wentworth down to Roxborough, and a couple of good floor fans to try to keep the air stirred, because we get a lot of people in there. It's going to be a little warm. And I told them, I said, look, I said, I've done it before. I'm not against doing standing room only. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
if we get
for
that
something
kind of
like
crowd,
this, why not?
if we get that kind of crowd, I'm not against it. You know what I mean? So, because again, it's all going back for Mason, for Brandon, for their family, for everything that they've got going, coming up, just any kind of help that we can give them, anything that we can do for them. Again, I'm 110% for. So, I've got a guy that lives in Tennessee, and his fiance she does crafts. She's actually been selling some crafts online, and she's bringing that money with her to donate towards it.
That's
You know,
that's right there is the people that they just get all involved in it, and it really, and I think some people in the grand scheme of things, they might be like, oh, with thousands of dollars in medical bills, what's a few $100s gonna do, or something like that. But even $20 for gas and travel money makes all the difference, and then that's just one less thing they have to worry about.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's like, well, it's like I mentioned earlier about how we do the HCWA supports the soldiers benefit. And what they have actually done for several years is they have used that money, and they have a tremendous Christmas party for everybody in the unit and all their families, and they cater food and everything else. And our benefit has funded that for several years, to
That's all.
where they didn't need any extra funding. We covered it for them, to allow our soldiers, our military, and their family to all get together for Christmas. So it's, again, it's taking the platform that the good Lord has put under my feet, and trying to use it for the betterment of the community, and try to do things to help people.
That's awesome.
That again, that to me is paramount, because again, I feel like, if everybody, it's like everything that's going on right now in our country, if everybody would just pull together and help each other, instead of griping at each other all the time and complaining about everything everybody else is doing, and worrying about number one all the time. There's an old saying that I've heard for years, and I'm pretty sure you've probably heard this same one: teamwork makes the dream work.
I have heard that before, and
Teamwork, teamwork makes the dream work, and more hands in makes lighter loads.
my man Tyler said he's going to be there in F
Oh
King.
yeah, yeah. Tyler's awesome. He actually started here. He actually did his training and stuff literally out here in my yard in my ring. Is literally where he started. So I got a lot of time and a lot of love for Tyler. He if if we can keep that kid's head screwed on straight, there ain't no telling where he may end up.
I agree with you 100%, and that in itself might be a task, though.
He, I'm not trying to swell his head up none, but the kid's a natural. He just picked up training, was just pop, pop, pop. I'd show him something, and I'd tell him one time, and he'd get in there and he'd do it.
That's all.
And that's a gift to have in this business. When somebody's first starting out, for them to understand the concept and pick it up that quick is just, it it makes training people fun and easy when they pick it up like that, and Tyler's awesome. Roxy was on here a while ago. Roxy has been with us for years. Another one that I absolutely love and cherish. A lot of people have come along like Tyler and a few other young guys that have gotten their start here that learned an awful lot from Foxy Roxy.
That's awesome. Absolutely. The event is this Saturday,
This
August
Saturday.
28th at bell time is 7 p.m.
Yes. Yes. The doors will open at 6 o'clock. We usually open the doors at 6:30, but because I'm anticipating a really good crowd, I'm really hoping for a really packed house. We're actually going to open the doors at 6 o'clock this Saturday night at the Armory in Roxboro. The address for you guys that do not know is 605 Burlington Road, Roxboro, North Carolina, 27573. That's 605 Burlington Road, Roxboro, North Carolina, 27573. So you guys come on out, load up the car, bring grandma, bring grandpa, bring the nephews, the nieces, the next door neighbors' kids, bring everybody, because this is going to be a good one, and it's better than that. As good as the show is going to be, it's for an even better cause, as we're trying to help to raise money for the Knob family, for Mason, for Brandon, for the whole family, and try to help them as much as we can through this just horrific ordeal that they're having to go through right now. Like I said, if the people in Roxboro that know Mason, that have met Mason, they can vouch the same thing as I have. Please feel free. Go on my Facebook page. I was lucky enough to get Mason to agree, and that was a trip at first, but I was able to get Mason to agree to take a picture with me. So, like I said, he is just an absolute character. He has got so much personality. He is so upbeat, especially knowing, what he's going through and what he's facing. And, it's just like I said, it's just courage, bravery, strength. I can't use those words enough. Not only talking about Mason, but, and talking with his dad and hearing everything, straight from Brandon's mouth about what Mason has went through, what, the things that he's had to deal with and everything else. It just, like I said, I'm so happy and so blessed to be in a position that we can do this event for them this weekend. So please, like I said, load the car up, load the other car up, throw a battery on that old van out in the backyard, get it running so you can pack it up too. And come on out to the Roxboro Armory when HCWA presents MasonMania this Saturday night at the Roxboro National Guard Armory.
This Saturday, August 28th, and two of the people that are going to be there have already been commenting, so you already know what kind of talent's going to be there. So that just piles on top of the reasons you should be there.
And I have got breaking news for the people who have followed Roxboro for years, who have followed wrestling in Roxboro for years. I have got breaking news for you guys. We are bringing back a Roxboro favorite this Saturday night at MasonMania. Sideshow Phil. A lot of the people in the area, a lot of people in the area remember Sideshow Phil. I've spoken with him, and he will be in the house Saturday night. So, like I said, he's been a staple of independent wrestling around Roxboro for years and years past. He's actually what you shoot job, if you want to throw that in there. he's actually a teacher. So yeah, yeah,
I like it. I like it.
yes, yes. So again, I'm really really excited, really really stoked for Saturday night. It cannot get here fast enough. Like I said, and again, big shout out, big ups to you, my man. Big shout out to you. Thank you for again sharing your platform with us to try to help to load that armory as full as we can get it.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And I'm going to post that flyer so much and I'm going to share it so much. When people close their eyes, it's going to be like one of those lasting images. So when they close their eyes, they're going to see that promo poster.
Well, see, that's another thing too that we're blessed with. A guy that runs his business is called CSM Creations. He lives up here in Eden, and he does all of our work. And he does an absolutely phenomenal job on the flyers. And he just I can't say enough again how blessed and how lucky I am to be in the situation I have, to have as many good people around me that work with us to make this thing and make stuff like MasonMania happen. I can't thank the good Lord enough, buddy, because I'm really blessed to have the crew we got working right alongside of me. Nobody works in front of me. Nobody works behind me. We all work side by side. Like I said, teamwork makes the dream work, buddy.
And that's when some beautiful things happen.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It just sounds like to me this event is just basically one family doing what they can to help another, one tight knit family helping another family in need is what it sounds like to me.
Yep. Yep. I couldn't have said it better. And like I said, anybody out there that sees this that has had a child in their family that has gone through, because what Mason was actually diagnosed with was high grade neuroblastoma, and that is so rare and such a powerful thing for a 6-year-old child to have to fight. So for those of you out there who've had children in your family or in your communities that have dealt with this, you kind of got a little bit of an idea of what Mason and his family are facing. So please come on out, join us this Saturday. Front row seats are $10 each. General admission seats are $7. We'll figure out what we have to do if we end up with standing room only. I really hope that's a problem that I have.
Yeah.
You usually don't go into an event hoping for problems, but if I'm hoping for problems, that's the one I'm hoping for.
You got good problems and bad problems. That's a good problem.
Yes, to have to figure out if we run out of chairs where we're going to put people. So,
Absolutely.
like I said, please come on out. Anything you guys can do to help, and again, my man right here has done so much just tonight and inviting me here and allowing me again to share his forum. Like I said, let's pack that armory out, man. Let's pack it. Let's pack it
out. This Saturday, August 28th, doors open at 6, not 6:30. Give you plenty of time to get there, get seated, spend a little bit of money on some snacks, get situated, get comfortable before the show starts. Show starts at 7, and not a portion, but all of the proceeds will go to Mason and his family for any kind of financial piece that can bring his family, because they're going to need just any little ounce of peace that they can get over the coming months.
Yes, absolutely. I could not have said it better, my friend. Absolutely. Look forward to meeting you face to face Saturday as well.
Absolutely. Me and my wife have been dying to come up there, and what not a better excuse to finally come up there and meet you, see what you guys are doing. Finally get to see Roxy in action, even though she scared the bejesus out of me during our interview. But we'll make it work.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely. Robert, I can't thank you enough for joining me, for spreading the word, for getting his story out there. And over the next 24 to 48 hours now, I'm going to share this video. I'm going to share that promo poster so much that people have, it's going to be burned into their memory like what 2 plus 2 is. They're going to think about that
Yes.
poster 4 years from now, and they're going to be like, why am I still thinking about that? But they know why they're still be thinking about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just much appreciated. Much
Absolutely.
appreciated.
Absolutely, man. And I'll definitely be in touch between now and Saturday, but I can't wait to see you Saturday. To everyone that tuned in, Roxy, Tyler, thank you guys for jumping in and commenting. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. I'm not even going to say if, but when we see all of you this Saturday, don't be afraid to say hey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I hope
Well,
everybody has a wonderful night. And I really, really appreciate you guys checking this out.
absolutely, man. I couldn't appreciate you guys more, man. And like I said, I hope to see each and every one of you this Saturday night. Roxburgh National Guard Armory, Mason Mania.
Mason Mania.